Hello you guys, I was doing some videos for TikTok as well as my smaller channel, so I just wanted to come on before this video and thank you guys so much for your months and years of support. Any of you new viewers, all your beautiful comments. My whole goal of this channel and moving forward is to create a really safe, relaxing, positive atmosphere to switch on first thing in the morning, last thing at night, so you can hear all these great attributes about the world, yourself, your potential, how you're feeling. I know I need those a little hitch in my giddy up from some people in the morning, and I like to listen to that and know that I'm always going to be reaching out in the ethers to bring you the most peaceful, helpful ways to imbue your day with that, because sometimes it can be anything. It can be a tone of a voice. There's so many things that are contagious out in the world, right? An attitude, a notion, something that connects us and heals us and makes us feel good, connected, loved, all of that. And so within this format and all my other platforms, that's definitely what I'm going for. And I definitely want to reach out in some other areas of study to bring in. I mean, I've always loved psychology, and that's a big part of this. You know, we do need, like Colette says, we need the prescriptive as well as the predictive for sure, because somebody can say this is going to take place, or you can have this or go there, whatever. But the thing is, how are we starting? Where is our head at? You know what I mean? Like what do we believe about ourselves? Do we believe that we are capable, that we are valuable, that we are deserving of this? Because that's where everything starts. And once we get a good, square look at things and go, I'm going to push forward with optimism, and I'm going to have the envisionment process of me seeking things, finding them, following my dreams, realizing my dreams, connecting with kindred spirits, people who are supposed to be there for me, finding out new ideas and ways. Because one of the biggest things for me, and I know this about humanity and a lot of my friends that I talk to, are nobody wants to feel like they are going around and around. They want to feel like they're experiencing new things. They want something to look forward to. They want something that, again, puts a little zing in their day and lets them know that we're not living in some matrix doing A, B, and C each day, that we can bounce all over and grasp all this magic. And intuiting things is extraordinarily helpful for that, because we intuit with an idea in our head, like, I'd like to do this. All of a sudden your body feels a certain way, right? You either feel like, yeah, that is totally what I want to do, or your stomach feels constricted, or something happens physically where you feel like that may not be the area. When we're listening to our intuition, when our crown chakra is open and we're able to download and have access to our higher self and our guides and our messages, we proceed with calm. We're not phased, because we have a healthy detachment. What's going on in the world is going on around us and not happening to us. And because of that, we can always have a sense of like, yeah, I have all the time in the world. I can do what I need to do. I don't need to rush. Most importantly, I don't need to prove myself, sell myself like a piece of real estate. I am perfect as I am. That's not to say that we're not learning and growing and doing things, but we don't need to change for other people. We don't need to exert all this energy to seem a certain way. We just are, right? And then our kindred show up, because we're all authentic vibration, and then they come in as a match to that. So again, I just want to come on and thank all my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for your love and support over the years. That helps me get all my groovy new decks and everything. And you guys that partake in all my specials. I love doing those reads and setting up those formats, because again, I feel like people get analysis paralysis. There's so much choice out there that I'm like, hey, if I just have these 16 questions and topics, it's easy. There's some of the most asked things too on the most asked about topics, so I feel like it's very helpful to have those ready, really inexpensive. I love doing those. And you guys, thanks for all your feedback and your support. You're just the absolute best. Now enjoy your video. So if you guys are curious about teleprompters, at the end of my video I have a quick review about this and some information. They contacted me and said, hey, would I be interested in trying it out and giving it a review? So I did. And interestingly enough, they have this deal where if you buy it on a Wednesday, it's only $50 as well. So check it out at the end of the video. Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Today's reading is going to be on about this beautiful Aquarian full moon that's coming in, and there is quite a few interesting aspects to this. The more I was reading and researching it, I was like, this is such a chance for potential self-understanding to a degree that we normally don't get to absorb in such a short amount of time. But that being said, there is a lot of triggering aspects to this, because with Chiron being there as well, the wounded healer, things will come up that need addressing. So a lot of people that don't have the capacity to work through these issues right now may get triggered very easily. So you may just find like you're in line at the grocery store and somebody all of a sudden is just set off by the fact that you're on your phone or listening to music. Like you will see abrupt, like little conflagrations happening in public because people that are not in the mindset or don't have the bandwidth to address what needs addressing, they'll have issues with other people and people will get triggered. That's not to say the whole earth is going to be popping off and everybody's going to be going ballistic, but this is saying that if you don't have the bandwidth or capacity on certain days to deal with other people's irritability, you might want to opt out of that. It could be a party, it could be shopping, it could be any of that, because people's temperaments get heightened when they have trauma issues that come to the fore and they're not able to deal with them right at the moment, and then they're out in public and then they just get, your empathy and your connection to other people is really, really strong in this Aquarius kind of energy too. So all of a sudden we can just be agitated. It's not even our energy. So how to kind of like navigate this without getting too tapped into any of this. So that being said, we're going to find out the great aspects of this too for each one too. Let me just say right now, this is time for beautiful, intuitive, sensitive, heightened downloads, really potent experiences, realizing, wow, that I do that way and that really is the best way for me in formulating a plan to reissue all these things that help you. And I also feel like this is a cool thing too. Always be proud of yourself when you can approach other people in a level-headed, balanced way to protect your boundaries right now too. Because for a lot of us, it is a time to set boundaries because we are feeling sensitive. It's like, oh, normally if you'd go for that walk with that person that just is irritated by the earth in general, you protect yourself by saying, I'm going to take this week and have some creative pursuits, because hearing certain things will give you that nudge to realize, hey, that might be an issue with myself as well, and to work on it. And I feel like this expansive Aquarian energy is going to help us have a calmer approach to ourselves and other people too. Let's slow it all down, right? Looking out for ourselves in a healthy way to self-protect. And the unity of all these influences are going to be very healing, and they're going to help us process them in a more healthy way. We get to dismantle them and old ideas and reactions to them and do it in a healthier way as well. So here's your choices. I have my beautiful Fae cards. I have the King of Diamonds, the Queen of Hearts, and the King of Hearts. So I'm going to let you make your choice, and I'm going to use these beautiful, really light, gorgeous, airy cards, which I think will be great for Aquarius. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just split the deck over here, and we're going to pull two and start. So this is stuff we're going to be letting go of, because this is a huge time of letting go. Okay, so let's start with the Hangman. We're going to start really addressing where do we prevaricate and bounce all over and have these Two of Swords moments that create these Hangman moments, like where I just feel stuck, and see it in the healthy way that it is, and say, sometimes I just need to have a pause between activities to decide, will this have meaning for me? Am I going to be able to get something from this? Is this going to help me or illuminate something in my life that needs this, right? This is all about healthy processing. And I feel like you're going to be able to face things that in the past you would have been like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. And you'll do it very calmly and effectively by pausing and not getting on your own case thinking, oh, I have to raise time or do this. This also has to do with people that come at us, business or otherwise, that may think me first, because here's an interesting facet to this full moon. It has Leo in opposition, and Leo can be very me first, look over here, they're roaring the loudest, who is clapping for attention, and you saying, you know what, I'm going to pause before I respond to this email, this person. This could also be somebody who's always just leaning in and always wanting your attention for whatever reason, a friend, a client, a business partner, where they just have time on their hands, and because you are helpful to them in some measure or whatever, that they're always just like, let me send you another picture, let me send you another this, and you're just inundated, and you're able to set healthy boundaries and go, I don't really need to respond to this. This is them just wanting to, offload stuff, but I don't need to take it on board, right? So you'll be feeling healthier with that, because Five of Wands is about like conflict of people wanting to be on top, wanting to be first, wanting to be heard, and that is that really Leo energy where I'm going to roar and you better pay attention. And you're just calmly hanging there going, well, if you need to belt out certain things, that's fine, but I don't necessarily need to respond to them, right? I love that. And I feel like your energy is going to be very self-protective. So you're going to be in a good state to be able to assess things. And don't think of, oh, I'm wasting time. I need to do this answer. I need to be acting and going. No, this is a time where you can actually pause and assess. How do I normally respond to this? Do I normally feel like I have to placate somebody or answer them or be obliged to them? No, now you're going to have wonderful insight. I love this. 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Coins. Okay, so you're going to be able to work well and collaborate over this time with people that are calm and effective. Like they're just going to come into your orbit. You're kind of manifesting them and going, you know what, I really need these kindreds to be helpful, or people in work or whatever, and the right people are going to be sent to you, and you're going to be able to deal with things in a really a really wonderful way collaboratively, you know, take things on board. And after planting the right seeds with the 7 of Coins, you're now going to start to sow them. So some of you guys are going to see financial rewards coming back over this 30-day cycle. But it's sometimes important to ask, there's these prompts that we can write for ourselves. Like, let's think of this one. What are you most proud of over yourself in this previous month? Like, what is something that you have done that has energetically benefited you, that you feel better mentally, spiritually, physically? What have you implemented, and can you do more of that? That's definitely this 8 of Coins right here, because by doing that, you're setting I keep seeing that thing, you know, on a football field, how they have that game plan. You're setting yourself up for a winning game plan where you're going to repeat the things that were helpful and let go of the things that weren't. And remembering in this lunar cycle where people do get activated and triggered quite easily if they haven't done shadow work, if something's going on. So this is something that we can do when we need to address something with somebody. Let's start it really slow. We don't make it about them so they get defensive. We tell them how it makes us feel. Just like if somebody constantly is knocking you about your new haircut or an outfit or something, and it's insulting to you, you know, just make it about you. When you say these things, I know you may think they're a joke, but I take them to heart, and I feel bad when you say that. I feel like whatever it makes you feel, dismissive, insulting, and I'd really wish that, you know, you just drop it, because it's not a good idea and it doesn't help me. And watch them, watch their face, watch if muscles tighten, because honest to goodness, where some people will, the majority of people, when they're in a good headspace, will own up and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this, and they really wouldn't have realized that's how it affects you. But there will be some people that get defensive and they actually double down and they just go crazy, and then we realize, you know, that's this person's it's a lot of people have that quirk, like they think their sarcasm or they're putting other people down is funny or witty, and if it needs to be brought to their attention, do it. But we can do it in a very calming way, and I feel like that's kind of what that 3 of Coins is, that when we're working in groups, that we have healthy boundaries in place, and we say, oh, look, that just is not an effective way to approach me. Now this too, it's funny how you're getting all these boundary cards, because 7 of Wands is 100% that. So some of you guys, I definitely feel like you have family members that are always trying to micromanage your life. It could be your love life, where you're going, where you want to go to school, and what you want to do. And this is, you can be really diplomatic about this by just thanking them for their input. Act and also just be like you're taking it on board, but you don't have to follow anybody else's blueprint on your life, and just say, thank you, you know, I really respect your advice, thank you so much. That's it. You don't have to start explaining why you will or will not do that thing. You don't owe anybody an explanation about the direction that you want to go to in your life. And I feel like a lot of you guys are facing that right now. You know, you just feel like you have people breathing down your neck trying to push or direct you, and this is just saying that you can calmly let them know that you respect their advice and do exactly what you want to do. That's going to be huge for you when you're doing what you want to do and it brings you joy, and you realize you can assert that independence and have what you want and move in the direction you want, that all will be well. And you're going to utilize this full moon lunar cycle to redirect yourself when you can be most proud of yourself. You know, in the areas of your life you want to experience the most, you know, juice out of. Like, oh man, August is a fantastic time for swimming and walking on the beach and being out in nature and just drinking up the last of that summer sun and lounging and being outside, and really taking in the best of each season for yourself as well. So that's you, Group 1. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, you guys, and all my links are down below. If you want to come over to IG, I'm having a lunar special. It's only $25. It has some really great points, and I like to lay everything out so it's simplistic and ready for y'all, for all of you, and just to have it, in place. And I want to thank you guys for all your great feedback on the other layouts and spreads, and those are always available. If you run into anyone, every time I get a big influx of questions, I push the lookbook up. It's got a whole bunch of stuff from soulmate spreads to life path, purpose, all of those. And I want to thank you guys for participating. I'm really excited, Group 1. This means you're just putting into place all the kind of walls that you need to protect your energy and your space, and have people just not inflict themselves, their energy and their advice on you continually, by standing up for yourself, saying quickly, thank you very much, I appreciate that, and moving on, not second guessing yourself because somebody else is just insistent. Because again, with this Leo kind of self-righteous energy that gets in there too. And that's not to say, Leo's one of my favorite signs. They're very courageous, and at when we're looking at negative aspects, it can be very me, listen to me, look at me type of thing, that fire push. But you're going to be able to just be like, that is their energy, that is their beliefs, that is their path, and I appreciate that they want to share that with me, but I know where I'm going, and I can herald the messages in my own deciphering code, and I've got this. And then you feeling smoother about your choices, and not feeling like people are trying to ping pong you, right? Just nice and chill. So love and light. Okay, Group 2, now we are on to the Queen of Hearts. So this, as just a matter of point for you, is like you're going to feel like your emotional cup is nice and filled, and you're able to reach out and share your energy and your healing, like you're resonating this healing energy. And here's why. You have clarified your boundaries and your kind of bandwidth, and what you're able to cope with, and what is too much and what is annoying to you. And by doing that, you're going to be able to shut things down. When people try to overstep, or they get calculating, you can feel that. And with the beautiful Leo energy in opposition, you're able to stand up in war and be like, that's enough, I've got this. Thank you, thank you for participating, and then be able to just shut it down. Because Aquarian can be very dreamy and flow state and allow a lot of things, and then all of a sudden, as a full compilation, when you start to look at, you're like, well, this is over much, so now I need to alleviate some of these obligations, these people. If you feel pressure, and you're able to just let it go because you're feeling good. So 9 of Swords, letting go, overthinking, because this is going to be about what we're releasing, and we definitely are letting go. Nice. So this is what you're letting go of, and then we're going to pull in what you are bringing in. This is perfect to be letting go, because this is what these full moons are about, the release process. Now, with what's happening too, it's a big shadow work time with Aquarian energy, because Aquarian is constantly trying to figure out the betterment of their well-being, right? So like, how can I be more emotionally stable? So are you overthinking things and juggling and trying to multitask and doing things to a degree where you feel like, oh my God, it's endless? You see how it's shaping the infinity symbol? I'm starting this, and I'm on the same path, and I'm just creating more work and more drama and whatever. You're able to address that really beautifully and just drop it and be like, I don't need to overthink that. That is somebody else's problem, as a matter of fact. Like, you're really going to be able to look at things rationally and be like, well, actually I have nothing to do with that. And you're able to drop that. With this 4 of Swords too, you're going to be able to get rest. You're going to take the rest that you need and stop and put a pause, slam those brakes on, and be like, I am due a rest. A lot of people, when they begin new creative endeavors, they get really excited, or business models, or whatever it is. You're putting all your heart and soul and attention into it. But what happens is you realize you're not taking appropriate breaks for self-care and rest. Like yesterday, I realized after running around and doing certain things, I just really needed a nap. I needed to drop down and just go to sleep. I got up early and I was doing a bunch of things, and I was listening to the cues and clues of my body. Therefore, when I was taking care of my physical self, like you will be doing, your mental state will be much stronger, and you won't be yo-yoing all over the place. I definitely feel like 2 of Pentacles is that thing where we just try to do too much. We overthink things. We bounce all over. And then we get to this. We have thoughts that just don't even belong to us, other people's energy. Now, again, in this Aquarian full moon, with Chiron there, the wounded healer, everybody's feeling a little oversensitive. So things that normally would just be, water off your back is now like it stays there for a moment. And you're like, why what is this? And if it needs addressing, you're going to be able to have the capacity to do it because you will have been rested and you will move away from the things that aren't helping you. Yay, I love this. And this is one of my favorite cards. Yes. And no longer are you going to have these weird resonating thoughts of my last heartbreak, where is love, all this. This will briefly show up because we're doing shadow work, but why have people treated me bad in the past? A lot of that stuff will rise up because this is a clearance of past trauma time too, where we work through these. Like, we'll notice certain triggers, but we'll be able to calmly address them with this helping us. This Knight of Cups, you will be like kind of like watering down what used to seem very intense so you can then address it. It can be a family member that just does something that's dismissive, alarming, neglectful, whatever it is, and you're able to have the capacity to deliver a beautiful message to them that puts a telescope on it, like, look at this, and this is how this affected me. But again, we are doing this with calm and a loving approach, not an attack mode, because things that have bothered us in the past, when we pull them up now, they will seem intense. It will be like, I can't believe that person said or did this to me. Like, what in the world? But you won't be taking it to heart like it is your fault. You will be realizing it for what it is, somebody's mistreatment of you. And by releasing it, you're going to feel much more of this. You're going to feel more healthy. You're going to feel like, oh, emotionally, I can help myself. I can throw my rope down into that well and I can climb right out into the sunshine and rectify these things by knowing I just have to release them. I can't keep reliving them, I need to get out there. Look at this double knights. So this is you just being activated in a really great, wholesome, robust, like, let's go on this journey kind of energy. You're going to find your passion with this lunar cycle of what you're really meant to be doing, your life path purpose, feeling really good and just going right out. And it's like, I'm heeding the call. Thank you all for your nice opinions on where I'm going and what I'm doing, but I feel this and I feel it bone deep and I'm going for it. And you're going to feel like this huge weight is lifted, because I feel like you've been waiting for this kind of thing to click for a while, to give yourself permission and get rid of all the other judgments and the prevaricating and the bouncing around with ideas and just implementing it and have focus and follow through. I was talking about this in another video. I don't know if I posted it yet, but oftentimes the universe just showers. It literally throws a bunch of frisbees out to us with fantastic ideas and notions. Some people catch that frisbee, they have focus and follow through, and guess what? That novel gets written, that screenplay gets written, that podcast gets spoken, all of that, because we understood it for what it is, a fantastic idea, and it came from a divine source, and you implemented it, and that's what you're going to do now. You're not putting that frisbee down, you're not passing it to the next person. You realize it is your time. You ever do that? Like, somebody publishes a book and you're like, I've had those ideas before, those exact kind of sentences. That's what happens. We're all showered with all these beautiful electric frisbees, but some of us put them down and shelve them, and then we forget about them. You're not forgetting about this. You are going for it, double hatchets in hand, Viking style, like, this is me. I deserve this win. I deserve to go and pursue this dream. And that's exactly what you're going to do, group 2. Comment down below if this is your group, because I feel like you probably feel this like Christmas Eve feeling, like there's something burgeoning on the horizon that is going to be fantastic. And it really is. Success is coming for you, and you're going to feel really adrenalized and energized towards this and these big wins, and you deserve it. So that's you, group 2. Beautiful, beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, you can come over to IG and get in on all the giveaways and the specials. I'm doing some really unique moon spreads. I feel it's the ideal time to work through issues, implement new and better behaviors, dissolve stuff that doesn't work, resolution, absolutely 100%. So okay, now we're on to group 3, and I feel like if you chose this King of Hearts, you're ready to be large and in charge of the direction that you want to go, without any more stopgaps, without any more negative influence, without any more second guessing from others and or yourself. And this Leo in opposition of the Aquarian full moon is going to help us do this. It's like, excuse me, but you really do need to step aside and let me have my dreams and let me go forward. So again, I was stating this, I think in group 1, that when people offer their advice, and it's incessant, you know, and constantly insistent, all you have to do is say, thank you, I really respect your advice and it's very helpful. That's it. You don't need to explain how you're going to implement or why you're not going to. Any of those. You don't owe anybody else is trying to steer your ship an explanation about why you want to take the helm and live your own life, right? You don't need to do that. Sometimes we just need that to be really blatant and put in front of us, because you do have people that are constantly trying to influence you, and you're like, I'm good. Yeah, you see, you're going to have this. Woo! Are you going to have some energy to steer your ship fast and beautifully forward? This Emperor energy combined with this Queen of Cups means you're going to know what emotionally helps you, refuels you, and that could be distance from certain people. That could be asking for help when you need it. That could be really taking time to refuel yourself in whatever manner that is, right? Like, what did you do last month that made you super psyched about life? Can you reissue that energy back into your life to galvanize yourself in the right direction? For me, it's just doing really great, innovative reads and pieces of jewelry and taking care of myself physically and doing nice things with my family. And when I motivate myself to do that, then I feel really good. Like tomorrow is Friday, and I want to take Hagen, like it's his birthday month. He was born on the 31st, and I want to take him to the Beardley Zoo and go on a nice walkabout and just experience nice things on a nice sunny day. And so I talk it up all week, and I get him excited, and I get excited about the fact that we're going out because he loves animals. I love them. These things, I feel like you're going to start to do that for yourself. You're going to be like, remember when I told myself I was going to create this amazing meal and I went out and I got all the ingredients? That's what you're going to do. It could be metaphoric. The right ingredients for a great relationship, the right ingredients for a job plan, business model, whatever it is, you're going to be doing this. And again, I was saying on some of the others, Leo is in opposition of this Aquarius. So it's a nice kind of balance of I'm going to push forward and I'm going to have that strength and courage and fortitude and self-belief while still being in a gorgeous Aquarian flow state, knowing, you know, we want to make this calm and smooth for everybody, but I'm going to protect my assets, needs, and energy like a Leo would, right? That lion is not going to let anybody in on their territory. Like, I'm good, just don't step over this line. A great time for boundaries, and you're going to do that really eloquently and just be able to say, yeah, you know what? No thanks. And this is really gorgeous. You are going to be letting go and putting to death, putting to bed, putting away anything that just doesn't serve you anymore. This can be overages, overeating, over-imbibing, overindulging in things, whatever it is, you are just stopping. And this can also be a thought process where you're just making yourself exhausted by overthinking of what you're going to do. Instead, you're going to make a choice, you're going to choose it, go through, have focus and follow through, and have it done, right? It's just like, oh, I want to do this. All right, what's the first step I got to do? I want to go walking. My shoes are right by the door. I start getting my music plan together, and you are in motion, and you're going to do this. Beautiful focus and follow through. No more self-doubts or talking yourself out of things that are good for you, because I feel like you're going to utilize this gorgeous lunar cycle to make improvements on your health, your mental well-being, which is knowing that you can trust your intuition to lead you to the right places, people, things, events that are going to help kind of fortify your best life, that make you feel good about things. And I have to do this too. I have to be like, what is something I can do that's going to bring meaning and substance into my life? Like last night, the craziest thing was like 11, 12 at night. I was still wide awake, so I'm like, you know what? I'll do a little on-camera read for the daily pops, and just got on and just started talking. So whenever we're inspired to do something, this helps us because we're not pattern forming anymore. We're not following this old, whatever it is, rhetoric, carousel, matrix. We're now beginning a new standard for ourselves, which is like, I want to be more free. I want to have more flexibility. I want to have more flow state. I want to have more choice. And with that, you now feel emotionally fulfilled. The number one thing I do to clarify that to myself is, again, I'm never going to inconvenience myself to convenience other people. I'm not going to go out of my way and over obligate or speed up a project so somebody can have it faster, yet it is wearing me thin. You know, like if somebody wants a full set of jewelry design, I'm not going to be like, okay, it'll be in the mail tomorrow. You know, I mean, sometimes I can design a whole thing at night, but I'm not going to, you know, do that sort of thing and exhaust myself in order to just speed up somebody else's timeline. And you're going to do that for yourself as well. And in business, you know, sometimes people, they quickly say yes because they want to appease or they want to be a team player. But this is saying, well, how much time do I actually have, and how much energy do I have, and what will that take away from my, you know, my leisure time or some rest? Because I always feel like summer and August especially should be that lunar cycle of relaxing and assessing and chilling and being artistic and creative and being in a big flow state, as opposed to a big go state, right? So with that, it's like, am I doing things that fulfill me? Am I doing things that make me feel good? Am I being a little impractical when giving this kind of like due date for a project? Is that going to push me or stress me out? Things like that. And then it comes upon us and we're like, oh, I really love that. I love that you have that card there. And we're going to end with your gorgeous Magician card, because I feel like you are going to be a major manifestor in this lunar cycle. And Aquarian energy is super intuitive, it's super calming, it's super philosophical. It lets us look in and say, I can navigate this change, I can really do this. I don't need to, when I'm upset, go and eat my body weight in fudge. I don't need to go and a lot of people, I've noticed, they do this thing. If they receive a lot of negative energy, they then want to release it, but they release it on other people, right? You ever have like a loved one come home from work and they had a whole bunch of people be just terrible to them, and they come and they do a huge emotional dump on you. There were days where I actually did this until I was aware of this. I worked with a bunch of crazy people at one point, and they were narcissists and nut jobs, and it was nuts. And I would come home, and the first person I ran into, I'm like, you're not going to believe this. And now you're going to notice that when people are doing that to you, and you're going to say, listen, let me just stop you right there. I'm at my bandwidth, and I'm trying to stay in a really high vibration. So when I hear a lot of negative things or drama, it really brings me down. So I'm trying to just maintain. So I'm not at a place right now where I can hear all of this, but when I am, I'll let you know. Honestly, you have to protect yourselves from all kinds of energy, and you're going to be able to do that. Also, people will just be aware of the fact that you're not playing anymore. You're not their agony aunt. You're not listening to every problem they've ever had in their life. And you're really stepping into this. You know what? I could utilize this time to go for a beautiful walk, to paint a picture, to create something, to have a good laugh with a girlfriend or friend on the phone. I could plant my garden. I could be doing other things. And you're going to manifest this lovely landscape of calm, of creation, of beauty, of nature, and all of this, because you've decided, you know what? I don't need to participate in all this other crap. And that could be opting out of watching the evening news when crazy things are happening, whatever it is. But the path that you want to choose for your best, most heroic, vibrant, wonderful self is set right before you, and you're choosing to really immerse yourself in it, which is really gorgeous. And you're going to see big rewards, both financially, emotionally, spiritually, all of that, because you're going to have so much gratitude for where you are in this lunar cycle, and being aware of things that bring that to you and how you can share with the collective, and your generous self is really going to come forth, and you're going to see the appreciation that might have been lacking prior to this lunar month, and really feel good and be like, oh man, there it is. Like, I just thought I was spinning my wheels, and you absolutely are not. So you're going to press forward. Other people's opinions have vacated the building, because you don't need to focus on that, just your belief system in yourself and where you're going, and that's going to be illuminated for you really beautifully. I love that for you, group 3. Comment down below if this was your group and you're feeling that. You feel like you're ready to retire the old image of yourself, and you're ready to push forth in this courageous, strong, sword wielding wonder that is like, I can cut through all this garbage and see straight through to where I should be. So that's you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you guys need a private read. If you guys come over to my IG, which is SparkWest11, I'm running a really great lunar spread, and it usually ends up about being 30 to 40 minutes depending on the person. It's only $25, and it covers a lot of the good questions that we need, that bring clarity and begin our new lunar cycle on the right energetic foothold, right? Like, I am capable, I am strong, I am going to take all the time I need, I'm going to focus on the good stuff, all of that. So that's you guys. Love and light. Guys, so I want to do a quick review of this product for you. They had contacted me and said, hey Melanie, if we send this to you, can you give it your honest review? And it was interesting, because if you buy this on a Wednesday, it's only $50. Now here's all the things that come with it if we want to freeze frame any of this. And I am going to show you exactly what I thought of the product.
And I'm going to post this over on IG too. I feel like if you are on a budget like me, this will take care of your prompter needs when using a cell phone as a camera to do the recording. It's really lightweight. It's a plastic frame